Coming up on the show today, let me reiterate this. We're going to have Issa Ibrahim. He is a musician. He's an artist. He is an overall good guy, and he promotes mental health, and he's an advocate for that. And we're going to play one of his songs right now. It's called Finally Gone. We'll have him coming up after the break, so stick around. This is Cold Shower with Ice on WHCS. Presents renowned physicist Stephen Hawking telling a joke.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Banana who? Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Banana who? Knock, knock. Who's there? Orange. Orange who? Orange. You glad I did not say banana?
Listen to WHCS, where our DJs are better at telling jokes than physicist Stephen Hawking.
So disorganized, you've read my file. I've been found out. It comes as no surprise. Behind my smile, there's a trace of doubt. Everybody knows that I'm the guy who went and lost the blueprint to his mind. Funny how you never miss it till it's finally gone. Hearing voices, seeing shadows, are they really there? It's been a part of me for so long, I don't really care. Everybody knows that I'm the man, smoking cigarettes with trembling hands. Funny how you never miss it till it's finally gone. I'm taking medication for depression, for sedation, suicidal ideation, please. Won't somebody make a pill that'll make my brain sit still but doesn't make a zombie out of me? Taking medication for depression, for sedation, suicidal ideation, please. Won't somebody make a pill that'll make my brain sit still but doesn't make a zombie out of me? Walking aimlessly through New York City, who am I? Sleeping in the subway, the brothers sing me a lullaby. Everybody knows that I'm the kind who wasn't very kind to his own mind. Funny how you never miss it till it's finally gone. Funny how you never miss it till it's finally gone. Funny how you never miss it till it's finally gone.
Welcome back to Cold Shower with Ice, starring Josh. My name is Josh, and welcome to the studio, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Issa Ibrahim. He is an artist. He is a musician. They go hand in hand. And also, he's the subject of a new documentary from Michael Gitlin, who's actually a professor here at Hunter University. That's called From That Which They Came.
Actually, it's That Which Is Possible.
That Which Is Possible. I am so stupid. I
sound like a horror movie from the 50s.
Yeah, anyway, That Which Is Possible, not From That Which They Came. I'm so sorry. I was looking at it, and I said one thing, and then I said the other. Huh? What was that?
Right. The thing from another world. You made it sound like one of those old 50s rubber suit horror films. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so he is a genius when it comes to music and art, and he's also a mental health advocate. And we'll get to all of this in the interview. Issa, how you doing? Is it Issa or Issa?
It's Issa.
Issa. I am the worst interview on the planet. I swear right now.
We'll find that out.
Okay, so how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a bright early Monday morning. Just digging your show. I love the humor. Jim Henson will be turning over in his grave with that rubber ducky song. I really enjoyed that. So I'm really interested and glad to be talking to you this morning.
Yep. So let's talk about the documentary, okay?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. So when Michael approached you, I've actually seen the documentary. Let's start with that. It's a very good documentary. But when Michael approached you, how open were you to talking candidly about your life? For those of you who don't know about the documentary, why don't you also explain about what it's about too?
Well, it deals with a day in the life of the Living Museum, which is an art program on the grounds of Queensland Psychiatric Center out in Queens, New York, which I encourage all of you to take some time out and come out to. It's probably the best museum or gallery space in New York, and that's not boasting, not just because my work is there, but it's like some of the best artwork is in New York, probably in the country. But Michael became a volunteer there, and he just kind of was walking around doing some shooting or whatever, and it wasn't that he asked, it's just I felt comfortable with him after a while. Those of you who know him as a faculty member will recognize that Michael's a very, very easygoing, really nice guy, So more so than anything, we became friends. So I became very friends with him and grew to trust him enough to talk about personal issues with him, including the reason that I came to Creekmore for the last 20 years or so, which I don't know how putting spoilers out there, but I might as well spoil it.
I wouldn't put spoilers out there yet. I have a question about that a little bit later.
Sure.
So let's not spoil it yet. Let's not let the cat out of the bag, okay? So moving on, you're a man of many talents. Which one do you like more, music or painting or visual art overall? I mean, you went to SVA, so that says something about you.
I didn't graduate. I got sick before I graduated SVA. I only did like a year and a half there, and most of the time I was there, I was smoking too much pot. I don't remember too much about the experience. I did graduate from the High School of Art and Design, though. But I kind of look at like music and art and the visual arts like film, which I've been getting into lately, as all part of the same thing, all parts of the same whole. But I mean, personally, I'm primarily a painter. That comes easiest for me. And I do enjoy music because my father was a jazz musician, and my mother loved music, obviously because she married a jazz musician. So there's always music in the house. So music kind of comes as second nature to me as well. Although not as easily. So I enjoy the challenge of writing a song and struggling with it and making it come out just as good as I could probably make it, and then demoing it and bringing it to a band or whatever. And then I also enjoy the filmmaking process, which I've been getting into within the last couple of years now. But primarily, I'm a painter. I'm a visual artist. I mean, that's what flows easiest from my soul.
Now, there's a scene in the movie, we're going to move around and talk about your art right now, where you're at Comic-Con, and there are paintings. Let's talk about the superhero paintings, because that is art to me. I really enjoyed seeing that.
You enjoy that? Yeah, I really enjoy doing those paintings. I always return back to them. I learned how to draw. I was born with a gift. I can't really take credit for it, but I learned how to hone my craft by reading comic books. It's an invaluable study in anatomy, in storytelling, in foreshortening, in perspective. I mean, for those who want to maybe teach their kids the rudiments of art, give them comic books and let them draw from the pages. I mean, that's kind of how I learned. And only as an adult that I start subverting all of that source material to do the kind of stuff that I do now, which is kind of like using the comic book characters as a metaphor for the culture we live in, which I kind of consider a bankrupt culture. So it's just like they're metaphors for what's kind of wrong and what we can maybe do to redress the problems that we have in our society. That's the short answer.
That's a good enough answer. I like the short answer. It works.
Yeah.
I like the metaphor. It's good all around.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the bulk of what you're doing right now. It's the mental health advocacy, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, I use my life as an example. I'm trying to teach by example. I had a very traumatic and tragic experience in my life at 23, 24, which is usually the age of onset for a lot of people's mental health issues. And that was the age that I got sick and ended up getting institutionalized for like almost 20 years, you know. And so all the time that I was in there, I was painting, I was making music, I was dreaming of things that I could do, which I'm doing now, that I've gotten out over the last 6 years. But I'm using my experience as a mental health psychiatric survivor to inform my art and to maybe unify, or if nothing else, open up a discussion or a dialogue about anti-stigma and a sense of inclusion with the mental health community.
So overall, what are the steps that you are taking to get the word across, basically?
Well, just if nothing else, I mean, it's kind of like if you look at it as a war, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm on the front line, because there are people I know who are major, heavy-duty advocates for the thing, who are really on the front lines, who go to all the rallies, who go to Washington, who lobby. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm one of those hardcore types, but I'm definitely in the fight, and I use my art as my weapon, I suppose. If nothing else, I almost look at myself as like the royal fool, the guy in the court of the king who gets in there because, you know, he's the royal fool, the one who could really tell the truth in the court of the king. Mm-hmm. And he's thought to be a total idiot, but of course we all know better, you know, and he's probably the one speaking the most truth about what's going on in the court of the king.
Gotcha.
That's one way I kind of look at myself. Using entertainment and minstrelsism almost, or a new way, 21st century minstrelsism to get my point across and to get the message out. Mm-hmm. Subversively, of course, but of course when you mention it subversive, it's subversive. But that's kind of how I look at what I'm doing, yeah.
Now, one way that you're getting your message across is via the music that you're playing. Yes. Like just the lyrics in your songs are so powerful. I mean, we just heard one of your songs, and the lyrics to that, just Finally Gone. It's just an amazing tune. If you read the lyrics.
Thank you. I mean, I try to be honest in everything I do, painting and music, and I try to tell the truth. You know, my mom used to say, "Tell the truth and shame the devil." You know, and I talk about my medication. I talk about why I'm on the medication and the issue of trying to find the right meds for you. If you have to be on meds, and you realize that you need it, then comes the question of finding the right thing that doesn't zombify you or turn into a shaking mess, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's an issue that a lot of people in the community, the mental health community, have to deal with, and that's just something that I kind of talked about. In addition to the last verse, walking the streets of New York City after being locked up for 20 years, walking around my city, and feeling, you know, a part of it, but also apart from it. So it's definitely, I mean, a lot of my songs kind of deal with that. Mm-hmm. Just the dissonance in being someone who has this trauma in their life. Yeah.
I got time for 2 more questions, okay?
Yes.
Okay. One, let's talk about the scene in the movie without getting too specific, okay? Mm-hmm. You know which one I'm talking about. How emotional did it get when you had to express what happened in your life that got you to the facility?
It was tough. It was tough, you know. I have to thank Michael for being compassionate and being empathetic and being an easy vessel for me. You know, he just created an environment, if only just by his kindness, to allow me to open up about some very heavy stuff, you know, which I'm learning to talk about more and more as an advocate and almost as an example of what could happen to you if wrong set of circumstances happen. And also in that realm, I'm also, here comes the shameless self-promotion bit of it, but I've learned to write about it, and I've got a memoir coming out next spring that deals in depth with the issue. But as far as the film goes, it was tough, but he made it easy for me. Michael's a great guy.
Very. It's very compelling stuff. That's really all the time that we have. But the last question was, where can we find more about you, and where can we find the album? Is there a website all dedicated to you that if people want to?
Yes, there is. IssaIbrahim.com. IssaIbrahim.com. There's music. There's videos. There's films available for sale. There's lots of art that you can look at and have fun with, and you can even patch into my store to get some of the prints of my art. There's plenty of stuff, past press that was written about me. There's a lot of good stuff. Spend some time there. You have a lot of fun.
Very cool. So, last question. I know I said two. We're gonna play "Welcome to the Rest of Your Life" right now, which is off your album. But what is the greatest radio show on the planet?
Cold Shower with Ice.
There we go. Thank you, Issa.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you for coming on the show. This is Welcome to the Rest of Your Life here on Cold Shower with Ice on WHCS Hunter Radio.
All right.
Welcome to the rest of your life. Time for you to close the door on everything you knew before. It was a hell of a fight. Welcome back, but don't forget the worst hasn't happened yet. You're expected to make a living. You're expected to keep on giving and try to survive. Welcome to the rest of your life. Everyone's got something to prove. Running round making plans while time is slipping through their hands. Don't let that happen to you. You should know you must be smarter, cause you nurse a broken heart. Things are gonna be so demanding. You won't get much understanding. Forget the 9 to 5. Welcome to the rest of your life. Different point of view. They don't have a clue. You got things to do. Just relax and take your time, do you? Ooh. Welcome to the rest of your life. When it isn't such a struggle, then it can be such a puzzle. And try as you might, people will still put you down. That doesn't mean you have to frown. Keep on smiling although they hate it. Life can be so complicated, but your future's so bright. Welcome to the rest of your life. Welcome to the rest of your life. Welcome to the rest of your life. Welcome to the rest of your life.
ask about cold shower with ice, this is how people respond.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.